ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। In the last class, we completed the second chapter. And now we are going to enter into the third chapter. Before we enter, let us see the background of this third chapter. How the third chapter comes into the picture. How this third chapter was required. The first chapter talks about the background story, where Arjuna comes to the battlefield and he is very enthusiastic to fight. In fact, he tells Bhagavan, Senayoho Ubayoho Madhye Me Ratham Sthapaya. Please put the chariot between the two armies and let me see with whom I have to fight. And so far so good. But then he saw Bhishma Pitamaha, Guru Dronacharya and other relatives on both sides. And now his perspective changed. So far he was looking upon all the people present as the warriors. Cricket players, like in cricket, this ground, he is seeing this. These are my team players and there are other side team players. But now, instead of seeing them as the warriors, he is seeing them as his relatives. And that creates change of mind frame in Arjuna. Like doctor, he has operated so many people. No problem. Fatapat cut he puts. No problem. I always feel how can put a person put a cut, But they put it and no problem. They smilingly they put. But when it comes to his own relative, his own wife or daughter or somebody, then sometimes hand may be trembling. Therefore, generally they say they don't operate for their own relatives. Even though he is expert, they don't do it. Because that time, this doctor is not seeing the person lying on the operation table as the patient. He is seeing him or her as one's own relatives. And that changes the perspective. That creates some emotional charge. Because of that, person becomes little shaky. So in case of Arjuna, that type of thing happened. And instead of seeing all the people present as warriors, he started seeing as relatives. From this we understand one thing, that how you respond to the world depends upon your perception, not depends upon what really is. What is, you don't react. You react your perception of what is. And so Arjuna reacted to that perception, my relatives. And then he was overpowered by the feeling of raga, the attachment, which lead to shoka, the grief, and created confusion, moha. And then he gave so many arguments that why war should not be there. And but still, even though he gave arguments, but at the end he is sad. If he is so clear, then he should come out. Okay, Bhagwan, I have decided not to fight. You please take the chariot to our palace, and I am going to Rishikesh. So, because from Delhi, from Kurukshetra, Rishikesh is not very far off. So he can go there. But he still had a doubt and he was not very sure. It is a good thing. Sometimes to have confusion is better than wrong conviction. Because a person with wrong conviction difficult to handle. If a person has confusion, he will have receptivity to listen for clarity. Therefore, Arjuna, at least he was blessed that he was very sad and Bhagwan gave some pep talk. But pep talk did not work. And Arjuna still gave some argument. And then he discovered that he has problem of confusion. And he also discovered that this is not one time problem. This has been there. And therefore he asked for the fundamental solution of the problem of samsara. So Arjuna, the warrior, became Arjuna a student. The conversion took place. And when Arjuna was converted into a student, then the driver Krishna was converted into teacher Krishna. See. So it depends what you invoke in others. It depends upon what you are seeing in yourself. If you have animosity in your heart, you will invoke enemy in other person. So Arjuna, when he invoked a disciple in himself, then he could invoke the teacher in Krishna. And Krishna became the teacher. And Krishna did not have problem or like preparation. Krishna did not tell that you should have told me, I would have prepared this subject matter. So I don't know now, we'll do it next time. Not like that. He's a Sarvagya Ishvara. So he started right away. It's a great conversion. No? See, Bhagwan, he did not take any time to convert himself into a teacher. Just he presented himself like in dance they do it like this. So they show like this, then they turn and again they face. So that we understand now the other person has come. So we have to understand that. So now the student has gone, teacher has come. The driver has gone, teacher has come. And Krishna started. And he said that Panditaha na anushochanti, wise people do not grieve. Means this wisdom is the means for freedom from sorrow. It means corollary is ignorance is the cause for sorrow. Ajnanat dukkham, jnanat sukham, jnanat dukkha nivrittihi. So that he clarified. And then he gave the knowledge of the self. That if you understand the self to be what it is, then you are free. Understanding that I am akarta, abhokta, asanga, nirvikara atma, then there is no problem. Problem is because of not knowing what really you are. So he gave the ultimate solution to the problem. And ultimate solution in the form of knowledge of oneself being limitless will work only when a person is ready. And therefore, to make the person ready, Bhagavan gave the sadhana of karma yoga. And Bhagavan told also, hey Arjuna, may you do this karma with proper attitude, which is otherwise called karma yoga. Karmanyavadikaraha. See, adhikara has got one more meaning is fitting. Yeah, this fitness. You have fitness for karma. So you please be in the field of karma. Yogastha kuru karmani, may you do karma. And then karma will lead to the preparation which will lead to this Shravana Manana, and you will get Dhanam. So act properly, prepare yourself, get knowledge, be free. That is the teaching Bhagavan gave. And at the end, Arjuna asked questions about a wise person, and that also Bhagavan answered. Now, from Bhagavan's side, teaching was completed. But Arjuna has a question, therefore, the third chapter starts. And it starts with Arjuna's question. We will read. अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच ध्यायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम् नियोजयसि केशव. So, Tritiyah Adhyayah, the third chapter, Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna asked, Arjuna told, and Arjuna's statement is in the form of a question, a request for clarification. From this one thing we understand that the study of Vedanta is not just believing things. It is a matter of understanding. And understanding will involve question and answer. Therefore, in our tradition, we encourage questions. If questions are there, of course, not during the class, you can after the class you can ask. But questions are not snubbed, or questions are not suppressed. Don't ask questions. Yeah, you may be told that you please listen little more and then ask questions. Questions are not discouraged, or questions are not snubbed, or person is not made to feel bad about having questions. In other religion, don't ask questions. Your asking questions amounts to disbelieve God. You don't believe in God, therefore you are asking questions. Whereas we say no, even though you have Shraddha in Shastra, you have Shraddha in the Guru, but still you can have questions. Because this self-knowledge is a matter of understanding. It is not simply a matter of believing, it is a matter of understanding. And therefore, questions are allowed. But questions should be asked with proper attitude. In our selection process, one person, he wrote, before applying he wrote, he said, I am used to ask so many questions to my professors. Is it allowed or not? Are questions allowed to ask during the course? We said yes, questions are allowed. But questions should be asked with proper attitude. Questions should not be asked to defeat the teacher. Means I have defeated this teacher, that teacher, one more teacher I want to defeat, therefore I will come. If that is your mind, we don't allow. If that you want to defeat me, I am ready to say that you won and I lost, okay? So before match itself, I am ready to declare. Why should I? You feel that you are victorious. Good, I am happy you feel victorious. In Rishikesh, one person was there. He was known for asking questions to different Mahatmas. So when since his name spread all over, therefore people know that if he comes, they will say, what do you think? Oh, this you think in this manner? Oh, it is like that. Okay. You are right. So because he doesn't have mind to listen, mind to understand. And therefore there is no point in arguing. But if you really want to understand that what is the truth, I have Shraddha that you know more than me, therefore I am coming to you. You have not come to me, I have come to you. Because I think you know more than me. And therefore, I would like to know what is the truth. If with that attitude question is asked, it is allowed. But if a person thinks that this teacher is simply teaching, he doesn't know, I don't know how, who made him teacher. Yeah. Somehow by luck he got this position and he doesn't deserve to be teacher. Or I have studied more than him. So you should not go to that person. Why should you go? You already think that you know more than him, you should not go to the person. So with proper attitude, if question is asked, it is encouraged in our tradition. We teachers are not afraid of questions. If you are afraid of questions, better don't become teacher. A teacher should be able to face the question. Yeah, sometimes some particular details are asked and he may not be remembering. That is okay. He can say, I will see and tell you. Or if question is asked out of the field, somebody asked me, Swamiji, how this Kundalini is raised, how many days we have to do this sadhana for that. Then I said, it is out of syllabus. My syllabus, I not that. It's like, this mathematics teacher, you ask physics question, he will say this, you go to the physics class. So it is not related. But otherwise, teachers are not afraid of questions. So here, Arjuna asks questions. Alright. Now, what is the basis for Arjuna's question? In the second chapter, Bhagavan presented knowledge as the solution to the problem of samsara. Arjuna wants to be free from samsara, and Bhagavan said knowledge is the solution. Panditaha na anushochanti. At the end also he said, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vibhuhyati Sitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvana Mrichyati. This knowledge will make you free from conflicts, will make you free from sorrow. You will be free from bondage. And that's what Arjuna said, I want. So Bhagavan presented knowledge as the solution to the problem of samsara, knowledge as the means for moksha. But to Arjuna, Bhagavan told in between that Kuru Karmani, Yogastha Kuru Karmani, may you do karma. So solution to the problem of samsara is Jnanam. That was presented in the beginning at the end of the teaching. And in between Arjuna was told, hey Arjuna, you do karmas. This is something ridiculous. That what is the means to, what is the path to go to dining hall? You are hungry. The path to go to dining hall is, you tell me. And I said that is the path. But you go the other side. The person will be confused. I am asking him that where is the path to dining hall? I am hungry. I want to eat. What is the way to go to dining hall? Oh, that is front. But you go to the side, the path to the office. Why? Because you require to register yourself. And not here ashram. This ashram doesn't have that. But some ashram they have. They give coupon also. So person may say the path to dining hall is this. I want to go to dining hall and you are asking me to go to the right side. Left side, you are asking me to go to left side and the dining hall is in front. Why? So Arjuna did not understand the message clearly. Why he did not understand? Because there was some filtered thinking, filtered listening. That's what most of the students do it. We listen or we pay attention to those things which we like to hear. You hear what you like to hear. And whatever you don't like or not in agreement with your prejudices, that you filter it out. This is one of the problems even in research. Scientific research also this issue is there. A person before research itself, some conclusion he has vague idea. And therefore, whatever data is suitable to his conclusion, which he is thinking, that he will emphasize. And some data which is not in agreement with his thinking or his conclusion, he will ignore it. Even in scientific research, sometimes it happens. They are supposed to be very objective, but it doesn't happen. You listen what you want to listen. So Arjuna wanted to run away from the situation. He wanted the pursuit of this knowledge where sannyasa is emphasized. So he thought, see, Bhagavan is telling Jnanam is the means for moksha. And how Jnanam can be attained? Jnanam can be attained by the pursuit of knowledge. And pursuit of knowledge is generally associated with sannyasa. And therefore, I would like to go for sannyasa. So he thought sannyasa is the means for moksha. He listened to it like that. Sannyasa is the means for moksha, and Bhagavan is asking me to do the karma, action. You remain in the field of action. And therefore, Arjuna is getting confused because he did not get the message clearly. When Bhagavan was emphasizing the knowledge, a kartrutvam, non-doership of Atma, katham kam ghatayati hantikam, Veda vinashinam nityam ya enamajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Bhagavan was highlighting that once you know yourself to be what you are, Satchidananda, then you are free from all actions. So he took it as literally that, oh, this one can be free from actions. So karma, jnanam is characterized by sannyasa. So jnana means only renunciation and karma means doing things. So he thinks that if the means for moksha is jnanam, which is sannyasa, then why am I asked to do karma? You should tell me what is the means for what I want. You are telling me something else. As I told you, I want to go to dining hall and you are asking me to, you are showing me the path to the office. I am not interested in that. So Arjuna thinks that Bhagavan is emphasizing about knowledge in the beginning, at the end. As I said, Panditaha Nanu Shochanti, and at the end, Esha Brahmi Sthitihi. And in between, he is asking me to do karma. So he finds there is some discrepancy between the two statements. One is Jnanam is the means for moksha, and other is Arjuna, you do karma. There is problem. I am telling that I have got this stomach problem, and the doctor says surgery is the only solution. But you take the medicine for sugar. Now you take medicine for sugar. I want a stomach problem. You are asking me sugar. Sugar down, bringing down is required for doing surgery. That person doesn't understand. Or somebody has got hearing problem, and for that middle ear problem. So for that surgery is required. And this autosclerosis is the problem. So that a person is asked that you please bring down your sugar. Yeah, I have got hearing problem. And what is connection with sugar and hearing problem? Hearing problem, surgery is required. You are asking me to bring down my sugar. Person thinks that the doctor is a crazy fellow. Perhaps he also has got hearing problem, because I am telling my hearing problem and he is asking me to bring down my sugar. What is this? So Arjuna also is thinking like that. So you are glorifying the knowledge as the means for moksha and asking me to do karma. What is this? So that is the basis for his question. That's what he says. Arjuna vacha. Arjuna told, Hey Janardana, Hey Krishna. Janardana is a very beautiful word. It has different meanings. One meaning is Janaihi Ardyate Prarthyate iti Janardana. One who is prayed to by people for attainment of the desired ends. One who is prayed to is called Janardana. Because Bhagavan is not prayed to by all. Therefore Bhagavan is called Janardana. Jana means people. Ardana means one who is prayed to. One who is prayed to by people is Janardana. Or also has got meaning that Bhagavan is killing the Janan. Janan refers to a group of asuras, wrong people, wrongdoers. Therefore, Janan Ardayati iti Janardana, one who destroys Janardana. So Bhagwan is both. So to the devotees, he is the altar of prayer. And for wrongdoers, Bhagwan is the cause for destruction. Both. Therefore, when Bhagwan Sri Krishna comes, different people will look upon him differently. When Bhagwan Ramachandra is walking on the street of the Janakpuri, different people have different way of looking at Rama. Rama is the same. But depending upon what you think yourself to be, you will see Rama. And so similarly, Bhagwan Sri Krishna also is like this. Arjuna is looking upon Bhagwan as Janardana, the altar of prayer. The one who helps the devotees to attain the desired ends is called Janardana. So, hey Janardana, I have asked you for clarity and I am confused by listening to you. That's what he is going to say. So, Janardana, O Lord, te, according to you, karmanaha jayasi mata buddhihi. Buddhihi here means understanding, self-knowledge. In Shastra, the word buddhi is used for both. In fact, so many meanings, but mainly two popular meanings. One meaning of buddhi is the intellect. In Tamil also buddhi, what is that? How is your buddhi? So, buddhi, so how is your buddhi? So, buddhi means intellect. But another meaning is buddhi means knowledge. Understanding is also called buddhi. This is the beauty of Sanskrit language. So here buddhi means understanding, and understanding contextually, understanding about the self. So buddhi means self-knowledge. Hey Bhagavan, buddhi, understanding, self-knowledge is jayasi mata, is considered superior. Compared to what? Karmanaha, compared to action. Te, according to you. According to you, self-knowledge is considered to be superior compared to action. Why? Because self-knowledge you presented as the solution to the problem. But regarding karma, you did not say like this, that karma, the people who are doing karma, na anushochanti. So for karma, you did not give such description that those who are doing karma, they are completely free from the problem of samsara, shoka, you did not say. Whereas for jnanam you said. Therefore, according to you, jnanam is superior compared to karma. Alright. So what? He said, tat, then. Karmani mam kim niyojayasi? Why are you engaging me in karma? If jnanam is superior compared to karma, then you should inspire me for what? You should inspire me for jnanam. You are my friend, you are Janardana for me. So you should tell Arjuna, you go and get knowledge. Go to Rishikesh, study Vedanta. That's what you should say. Instead of that, you are telling me Kuru Karmani. So he said, Kim Karmani Niyojayasi. Why do you engage me? Niyojayasi means engage. Why do you engage me, Karmani, in action? And that also, if some simple action you had told me to do some garlanding or doing some japa, perhaps I would understand. But you are engaging me in ghora karma. Ghora means terrible action. You are engaging me in very terrible, violent action. What is the violent action? Fighting this war. Fighting this war involves the killing of so many people. In such terrible action you are engaging me. You should tell me to go to Rishikesh, stay in the ashram, and study with some masters there. That is what I expected from you. But instead of that, you are telling me you do this war, yudhyasva, fight. What is this? So I am confused. Hey Keshava, oh Lord, I am confused. So karmani mam katham kim means katham niyojayasi. So in this shloka Arjuna is saying, as far as my understanding goes, the karma compared to karma, dhanam is superior according to you. My understanding is that you are considering dhanam to be superior compared to karma. But me, you are asking to do only karma. So you should ask me to do something which is superior. You are very dear to me, I am surrendered to you. So how come you are telling me inferior things? To you should send me for the best solution. So that is Arjuna's question. And he further clarifies in the next sentence. व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्. So Arjuna is saying that Vyamishrena Vakyena Buddhim Me Buddhim Mohayasi. Mohayasi means confusing. You are confusing. What? Me Buddhi, my Buddhi. My Buddhi was already confused. You are making it more confused. Some people say that, Swamiji, before listening to this lecture, I was having some understanding of the shloka. But after listening to you, I am more confused. I thought I know the shloka well, but after listening to you, I think I don't know this shloka. People have some ideas, like Sahana Avavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu. People think that this shloka means what? We should eat together. Sahana Bhunaktu. So, and you are telling Bhunaktu means Palayetu, Dana Phala Pradhanena. All this Swami told, I got confused. I had a very simple understanding that when we eat together, so when we eat, we chant this shloka. Let us eat together. So we are praying Bhagavan, thank you that we are able to eat together. So something meaning I had, and you told me that first one is that Dana Pradhanena Rakshatu, and then Dana Phala Pradhanena Rakshatu. My God, so much confusion there. So Arjuna is telling that Vakyena, by your sentence, you are confusing my buddhi. Why? Because your Vakya is where? Vyamishra. Vyamishra means that which is confused, seemingly conflicting. Vyamishra literally means mixed up. Mixed up has the idea of conflicting. What does Arjuna mean by that? Bhagavan, one side you are telling that Jnanam is the means for moksha, and other side you are asking me to do karma. Opposite. As I gave the example, I asked you that what is the way to dining hall. You said this is the dining hall, but you go to the left side. The front road goes to the dining hall, but you go right side or left side. So you will be confused. I ask you for moksha. The moksha is by Jnanam you are saying, and you are asking me to do karma. So that is why Vyamishreneva Vakyena. And Buddhim Mohyasi Iva. So here Arjuna uses two words, two Iva. Iva in Sanskrit is a very beautiful word. In Vedanta we use this Iva very often. And here Iva has got the meaning as though. Like if you want to say, this person is looking intelligent, means he is seemingly intelligent. He is intelligent as though. Means what? Really not intelligent. So you said you are intelligent as though. As though really it deflates the tire. So it deflates this particular the understanding created. So Arjuna uses this word. What he says? Vyamishrena iva vakyena. Oh Lord, really your sentences cannot be conflicting. You are a Sarvagna Ishvara. So your sentences really cannot be conflicting. But because of my manda buddhi, it looks conflicting. That particular humility, that particular shraddha is expressed by the word iva. Really, you are not conflicting, your sentences are not conflicting. But to me, it looks conflicting. And mohayasi iva, as though you are confusing. Means what? Bhagavan, I am very sure you do not mean to confuse me. But because of my inability, I am getting confused. So, as if you are confusing me, as though you are confusing me, I know that you don't mean to confuse me. Like sometimes in the other person, we are very sure that he will not mean to hurt me. But certain expressions are there which are hurting for us. Therefore, we tell the person, you might not have meant to hurt me, but I feel hurt because of my background. When you said at that time that you have to work hard to understand this, so I felt hurt because many people have been telling me you are idiot, you idiot. So, Swamiji, so I also feel that at least you will encourage me, but you also say it like this. So I felt hurt as if you want to hurt me, as if you are hurting me. Similarly, Arjuna says, Bhagavan, you do not mean to confuse me. In fact, you are trying to give me clarity. But because of my inability, I am feeling confused. Like somebody is very thin, and some very fat fellow, he wants to express his love by hugging. That fellow, he hugs this person and he shows his love, but this person feels so much pain. Why? Because of his background, because of his weakness. And he said, please leave me. He will do. So he said, we wonder, I am expressing my love to this person, and how come this person is showing painful gesture? Because of background. So Bhagavan, you are giving me clarity, but because of my inability, I am getting confused. Therefore, mohayasi iva. This is the right attitude for any seeker of knowledge. Any shishya should have that mind. That I am very sure my teacher doesn't mean to confuse me. But because of my inability, I am not getting clarity. Therefore, Bhagavan, I am asking this question, not doubting your ability to communicate. I am asking this question because of my inability so far. So you please explain in such a way that I will not be confused. This is a little high dosage for me. You little bit come down. Some people know they cannot handle 500 mg. So 125 mg have to be given. So Bhagavan is requesting. So he says, as though you are confusing by your as though conflicting statement. Therefore, what is my request? Tad ekam vada nishchitya. Please tell me that one having well ascertained. Don't say this also okay, that also okay. Some people, they will not give clear answer. If you ask, should I go to commerce or arts? Commerce has got lot of prospects. You will get good jobs. But arts, no, nowadays is field is emerging. People have a lot of demand for certain forms of arts. If certain field of arts you have done, fine arts you have done, they are more than even computer engineers. We are confused. So Ravana asked his a minister. He said, I have heard that Rama is a very powerful person. So, do you think so? Rasta said, yes, yes, Maharaj. Ravana is very powerful. They say he is the avatar of Vishnu, and Vishnu is unconquerable. Then Ravana said, do you think I can be conquered by Rama? Do you think Rama can do anything to me. No, 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 no. He said, Rama, he cannot do anything. Maharaj, you are the Triloka Vijayi. That as this Ravana tells, accordingly he gives the answer. Yes, man. But I have heard that he has killed so many Rakshasas. Yeah, he has killed Rakshasas single-handedly. But do you think he can overpower me also? No, 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 nobody can overpower you. So he confusing. Both sides he gives the answer. So Arjuna is telling, Bhagavan, don't do that. This also okay, that also okay. Ekam vada nishchitya. Tell me one thing. Many people, they come to Swamiji and they will say, Swamiji, you tell me one thing, whatever you say, I will do it. And Swamiji will say, no, there are two options. The first option is, these are the pros, these are the cons. The second option, these are the pros, these are the cons. The person will remain confused. So many people, Swamiji, I don't want to think. Some people have got a thinking allergy, so they don't want to think. So Arjuna also, he says, Tadekam vada nishchitya. You tell me one thing, yena, by which I, Shreyam apnuyam, I will attain the ultimate well-being. You tell me the ultimate means for well-being, I will follow that. You please tell me. I will follow that. He didn't say, you tell me that. So don't keep me confused. This also okay, that also okay, that I don't want. You please tell me what will give me moksha. And Arjuna's question is because of his not understanding the teaching of Bhagavan clearly. Any question by a disciple generally will be based on that. The student has either listened incompletely or wrongly. So in case of Arjuna also, this is the case. He has not understood the teaching completely and correctly. And therefore this question has come. And Bhagavan, he does not snub Arjuna. That I told you this Upadesha for how many slokas, 50, 60 slokas I told you. How nicely I have explained, very sincerely I explained. And you are having such questions. There is no such thing. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita, he never scolds Arjuna. Why are you asking question? Third chapter he is asking. Again this fourth chapter also is asked questions. Fifth also is asked. And again this 10th chapter also he asks questions. 8th chapter also he asks questions. Bhagavan doesn't say that why are you asking questions. There is no time for that. Even though really this situation is very critical, there is very little time. But Bhagavan, he is very patiently, he keeps on answering. And in fact, when the teaching is over, that time also Bhagavan asked, like in Shraddham, then when food is served at the end, they said, Trupta, Truptaha, means are you satisfied? We have to ask this. Then the priest who has come for eating, he has to say, we are Truptaha. That is the convention. He has to say, yes, we are fine, porum, whatever. He has to say. See, similarly, Bhagavan also final. In Rishikesh, Haridwar, they have got this. That when the Bhandara feast is there, then the last time it will say, Puran means this is the last time coming. Do you need? So they will ask. So Bhagavan also, lastly also, Bhagavan told, Arjuna, are you clear? Is your confusion gone? Means you have any more question? That's what he meant. Are you clear? Have you heard properly? And has some clarity come? When Arjuna said, yes, I am clear now. My moha is gone. Then only Bhagavan stopped. There also Arjuna said one question is there, so we'll have 19th chapter also. But the 18th chapter concluded. So that is the patience of the teacher. That teacher will answer the questions. If person is having proper attitude to the question, he or she will answer. So Bhagavan is going to give the answer. That is in the next shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Vividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. So Arjuna thought that Bhagavan will tell one thing. Bhagavan doesn't do that. Why? Because there are two ways of guidance. One way of guiding is giving advice. Do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. That is called advice. The advisory form of guidance. Where you just tell. Second is called teaching. So first one is preaching, second is teaching. And in teaching, advice is not given. Only the facts are revealed. Like this particular product has got this many advantages, this many disadvantages. This advantages, this disadvantages. This is called teaching. And Bhagavan is now in the teaching mode. Because Bhagavan wanted to teach not only to Arjuna, through Arjuna, Bhagavan wanted to teach the entire world. And therefore, Bhagavan adopted the mode of teaching rather than preaching. Even his preaching, sometimes the language is of preaching, but that also is an expression of teaching. What is the difference between the teaching and preaching? In preaching, you do not communicate the reasons for particular advice. You simply say, do this, do this, do this. In India, most of the time, doctors do the preaching. Preaching means they just prescribe. And in the West, they have got importance. They will like to explain that. They will explain. In India, if you ask so many questions, doctors, then doctor will say, I have got so many patients waiting, you can come on Sunday or something. So here, and it is in India, generally people don't have mind to ask. Now only Google has come, so people ask questions, more questions. Earlier people, in fact, whatever doctor was saying, that also they don't listen. Where is the question of asking questions? But there is another way is this teaching. Teaching is involving communication. In preaching, elaborate communication is not there. Very minimum things. Whereas in teaching, there is question, there is answer, and reasoning is there, examples are there, elaboration is there. That is called teaching. And so Bhagavan wants to give teaching rather than preaching. Why? Preaching has got one advantage. What? It requires very little time. It doesn't require to use your buddhi. Listeners doesn't require to use his buddhi. So it has some advantage, but disadvantage is it is keeping the person dependent upon the source of advice. So when advice is given, it is something like when the doctor gives the medicine to the patient, then again when patient falls sick, he has to go to the doctor. But if doctor is a medical college professor, then if he teaches the whole medicine, then the person doesn't have to go to the teacher, doesn't have to go to the doctor. So preaching is very fast and seems to be easy, but preaching keeps you dependent. And moreover, in preaching, since it has come from someone, therefore your full commitment will not be there. Even though people say, Swamiji, whatever you say, I will do, whatever you people, they will do grudgingly or they will drop it. Why? Because it has not come from within. They say there are two types of motivation, self-motivation and some hetero motivation, means coming from outside. So external motivation will not last very long. Self motivation lasts very long. Similarly, this preaching works for some time, but it does not work for long time. Whereas the teaching, even though it is taking longer time, it is difficult, taking more time, but it is long lasting solution. But you yourself are convinced. Therefore, in our tradition, when it comes to Vedanta, we do not go by this preaching, we go by teaching. In fact, Puja Swamiji used to say these values of truthfulness, honesty, non-violence, etc. We should not do preaching of values. Be honest, be truthful, don't tell lies, don't be angry. So we think, oh, we are teaching good things to the children. He says this preaching doesn't work. Even it may work very little, but what works is the teaching of values. So don't preach values, teach values. Means you explain the importance of following the value, explain the harms caused by violation of values. That will help the person in long run. And so here also Bhagavan wants to adopt the mode of teaching, and therefore he does not give any particular answer to Arjuna's question. At least here he doesn't give. Fifth chapter again Arjuna will ask similar question. That time Bhagavan contextually gives one answer. But Bhagavan here wants to give this guidance in the form of teaching. And what is the background behind Bhagavan's teaching? We need to understand certain fundamentals of Vedanta. In the vision of Vedanta, our problem of bondage. What is bondage? Feeling helpless, feeling sad, feeling limited. This feeling bound. This is samsara. Samsara doesn't mean wife. In Tamil, samsara means wife. Wife is not samsara. Husband also is samsara. Both are equally samsara. Samsara means feeling bound, feeling limited, feeling helpless. So that samsara is because of not knowing yourself to be limitless self. So your problem of samsara is because of ignorance, and ignorance can go by knowledge. Therefore, in the vision of Vedanta, in our vision, moksha is by knowledge. And knowledge comes by being exposed to the source of knowledge, that is Shastra, coming from the mouth of the teacher. But this Jnana Yoga means being exposed to the Shastra will be effective only when a person is prepared. So moksha is by Jnanam. Jnanam is by Jnana Yoga consisting of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. But Jnana Yoga will give Jnanam and moksha only when a person is ready. Like operation fitness should be there. Person should have operation fitness. Operatable person should be. And similarly, this jnana surgery, ajnana removal, is possible only when a person is ready. That's why before surgery they have got medical test. They check certain pressure and sugar and all. Because if sugar is high, then some infection, etc. may happen. BP is high. During surgery also, sometimes pressure goes up. So already person has got high pressure. Then high become further high. Person is gone in the operation, on the operation table itself. Therefore, certain things are checked. Similarly here, before this ajnanadectomy, this surgery is to be done. For that, this person should be fit. And this fitness is by the sadhana called Karma Yoga. So the vision of Vedanta is that by Karma Yoga you be prepared, and after preparation you follow the sadhana of Jnana Yoga, and by Jnana Yoga you get Jnanam, by Jnanam you get Moksha. This is the teaching of Vedanta. And between this Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, there is no choice. It is not that Swamiji, shall I follow Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga for Moksha? People generally think that Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are the two options for getting moksha. That is not so. It is something like primary school and secondary school. Can you say that for becoming this graduate, should I go to primary school or should I go to secondary school? These are not the options. You have to go through both. So people think that Karma Yoga is one option for moksha, Jnana Yoga is another option. Therefore they ask, which path I will follow? Jnana path or Karma path? And now they have added also Bhakti path, Kundalini path, Raj Yoga path, so many paths. There is no path. There is no options. There are no options available, and since options are not there, choice are not there. Like in our Indian setup, we don't have choice in eating. Whatever is given, you eat. Mother doesn't ask. The classical mother will not ask, my son, what will I bring for you? That is not, we are not used to. I don't remember my mother asking for me. It is given. So here also there is no choice. Really choice is not there. Even choice can be there. Here, between Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, there is no choice. Karma Yoga is required for purity of the mind, and Jnana Yoga is required for getting Jnana. Without Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga is not possible. And without Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga is not fulfilled. Incomplete. And therefore, there is no choice involved. But Arjuna did not understand this. And he thinks there is a choice between the Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Based on his wrong understanding, he asks questions. So Bhagavan is going to clarify that there is no choice between Karma and Jnanam, but there is a choice between the lifestyle you adopt for getting the purity of the mind and for getting Jnanam. For that there is a choice. And those details are given in this shloka. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.